Good morning, Deadites and Ghost Beaters. Last night I went to sleep. Some stuff was starting to break, and I was just like, you know what? I'll deal with it in the morning. There wasn't a lot of information, and now there seems to be quite a bit of it from data miner LeaksofSumeria, confirming some pretty ridiculous stuff based on what he has found, and things we've actually talked about in plenty of videos, and we're going to break that all down in just a moment. If you like this Evil Dead content, though, please drop a like and a comment below. I answer all my comments, and I'll answer as many of these as I possibly can based on the information I have. Of course, smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for all Evil Dead content, and if you're looking for a group just to talk, hang out about horror movies, or play the game, of course, without a bunch of randoms in your party, then jump down to the link in the description below to our Discord and come over and say hi. We have a thriving Evil Dead community. You're more than welcome to join us and get to know everyone and have some fun. It's always better playing with people you know and people you can talk to than, whoever you end up with, because sometimes those matches have been pretty dicey over the weekend. All right, guys, so here it is. So this is going to be a short video. Over the last few hours, data miner LeaksofSumeria has been coming pretty hard with lots of goodies for all you Deadites and Ghost Beaters to be super stoked about, and I'm going to review it all. We're going to show the pictures. I'm going to leave his watermark on everything because I want to give him credit for the stuff he did. I'm not taking any credit for it, but this is his stuff. And let's start with the big ones. Ruby and Baal are coming and confirmed by this leak, and that's of course if true. And I'm going to start with Baal as we have more information on him, including who is voicing him. So let's start there. And as you can see from this picture, it is Peter Michael who is doing the voice acting for him, not Joel Tobeck. So they looks like they're going to use the same voice actor they used for Arthur instead of bringing back the original actor, whether it was scheduling conflicts or what seems to be the problem. I'm assuming he's still going to look exactly the same, but he will not be voiced by Joel Tobeck. And he's the same actor that did Arthur. And as you can see, there's a deadite Arthur listed, and I'll show you some pics of him shortly. According to the leak, Baal will summon meat puppets as his summon. Those will be his elite demons. So basically when he skinned people and they just were walking around with no skin on, that's what I'm assuming is going to be the meat puppet. And here's a shot of some of the voice lines that he is going to have, and there's some pretty interesting ones. Calling people maggots, claiming he's going to rule the world, typical Baal stuff. Ruby, on the other hand, will have her demon spawn, the Demo kids, as we like to call them, just like we theorized. And here's a pic of that. The model for them, of course, is kind of, looks okay. I'm assuming they'll be pretty fast, pretty agile. There's still no voice actor listed. There's still no lines or model for Ruby. And let's be real, there's no way they are bringing Ruby to the game without getting Lucy involved. And I'm always theorized when we talked in some of the earlier videos that there was a scheduling conflict. There's no way they didn't have Lucy playing from the get-go. So it was probably when she had time in her schedule to come in and film and record and, get pictures taken for the modeling of Ruby, because they're going to have so many different Rubies because she is an absolute cash cow. She is one of those characters that everyone's been screaming for, and she had the most looks of any character in the show, which means there is a ton of skins to be made for Ruby. Also, there's the discovery of Little Lori, the demon doll from Season 1, Episode 1, who was biting Ash's finger in the back room, and eventually he realized that demons were back and kind of hightailed to his trailer. And this is going to be a little bit interesting because I would assume that she was going to be a trap, but based on the amount of lines that they have found, I don't think that is going to be the case. And as we can see here, there's all those lines that were listed recorded for. She could be much, much more. She might be a new Kandarian demon, which is a little weird for me that Little Lori would make the list. I never even theorized her as more than just a trap, kind of like Ashy Slashy. But now maybe Ashy Slashy could actually be a demon because of this is wild. And she looks like she's gonna be played by Crezia Bajos, and that's right here. And she's the one who's been voicing the lines for her. There's also some. And next we have a deadite version of Henry shown here. And then the follow-up, which is the closer look, here. And I'll leave up the big one so you can see it a little better. And first was the full body, and then there's a close-up skin. And this apparently is called Scottish Vive. And here's the deadite cop version as well for Amanda. There's no skin name listed as of yet, but here is that. So lots of information. And as much as I was hoping that this would be a skin, it looks like these might be part of a mission. Who knows? Because there is lines that were recorded for Deadite Amanda and for Deadite Arthur. They could also be skins for the character as well, which would be interesting as well. I've wanted the cop version of Amanda. It was listed in my 6 most wanted skins. I didn't really want her the Deadite version, but you take what you can get, right? So basically, I typically don't do data miner videos. When I cover other games, I always felt like I'd leave them alone, at least in the very beginning of a game, because we don't know how accurate the data miner is, what is the plausibility of these leaks, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to put it out there for you guys to do what you want with it. Right now, we don't really know how reliable this cat is on the deets, and if you want to follow him, he's on Twitter. That's where I got all this information from, and we're going to do with it what we do, but I would recommend taking it with a grain of salt. I know it probably raises the hopes that Ruby is on the way, and I know she is one of those characters that everyone really wants on their roster, whether it is as a survivor, whether it is as a Kandarian demon. She is definitely that one character that when the roster was listed, it was, where is Ruby? Where is Ruby? And everyone kind of loves the way Lucy played her, and she was such an intricate part to all 3 seasons and the various versions of Ruby that we received. And she's the only character that in the series that could have gone either way, because that season 2 Ruby, who became human, kind of had to side with the Ghost Speeders, but you have season 1 and 3 Ruby, which is just an alpha monster trying to get what she wants and bring hell to earth. So you have different versions, and she's that character that everyone wants. So that's what it is. It is what it is, Ghost Speeders and Deadites. This is the information I have. I'm going to give it to you. Do with it as you will. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.